When God began to create the heavens and the earth, the world being unformed and void, with darkness over the surface of the deep and a wind from God sweeping over the water, the days were numbered beginning in the evening. And there was evening and there was morning the third day. Our calendar, our church calendar, opens at the close. Advent is the beginning of the church year, the evening, which ends the civil calendar. Now I'm leading us this Advent season in a study of the apocalypse. We've all got images in our heads of disaster and judgment and whatnot, but much of our preconception is fundamentalist fantasy rather than actually drawn from Scripture. So I've been counting down these weeks of Advent to a reformed understanding of apocalypse. And this week, we are 2 weeks to apocalypse. The countdown is getting close now. Advent calendars are more than halfway done. Decorations surround us. The bulk of presents are required and are making their way beneath the tree as we have time to wrap them. The Grinch's Grinch fingers are nervously drumming. The stockings are hung by the chimney with care. The halls are decked. The trees are trimmed. Today is the 15th of December. We are 10 days from Christmas Day. 10 more days. Well, 9 for us, because our Christmas season starts the evening service of Christmas Eve. Y'all come, it'll be great. The wait is almost over. Mary has already started her pre-labor contractions. The inns at Bethlehem are already starting to fill up. The shepherds are buying supplies for their night in the fields with their flocks. 10 days more, only 9 days left. Well, maybe as few as 7 days left. Next Sunday's New Testament passage is technically a nativity story, as you'll find out next week. So that's only a week until Christmas, and our Advent wreath is almost fully lit. We've lit the candles of hope, peace, and joy. This morning we added joy. But just because we lit the joy candle doesn't mean we feel joyful. Not everyone is merry at Christmas time. Not everyone is happy during these holy days. For some, the candle of joy is a flame that could flicker out at any moment. Maybe you're anxious. Anxious with all the things that need to happen between now and the end of the civil calendar. Maybe you're worried about all the travel you'll need to do. And the roads are full of crazy people these days. Maybe you're worried about whether or not everyone will get along during this season at family gatherings. Maybe you're anxious about whether the last-minute online orders will arrive in time. Maybe you're just worried because it seems like the world has lost its mind. Perhaps it's not worry, it's grief. Perhaps this is the first Christmas without a loved one, and the joy of the season is overshadowed by all the ways they are absent. Or perhaps it has become obvious that this is the last Christmas with someone important to you, and you're already starting to grieve that inevitable loss. Perhaps you're in the midst of a transition and you've found you are not who you expected to be, or retirement is not living up to your expectation, or you're having difficulty finding meaningful work, or even you're dealing with a sudden termination. Perhaps the nest is empty, and you find yourself longing for the playful and chaotic noise that has been replaced by stillness. Perhaps joy is hard for you to reach for reasons that are a little harder to identify than what I've listed here. And you find yourself nodding along to Charlie Brown's Christmas as Charlie Brown searches for a holiday spirit that eludes him. If any of those people are you, you are not alone. We're not ready to sing joy to the world yet. And I think that part of the reason that Christmas seems to have started so soon, that people are so desperate to start those Christmas songs this year, is that the world seems so bleak right now. With global conflicts and an uncertain economy and friction within families and political divisiveness and just things that don't seem to go smoothly in our own lives, maybe everything could be okay if we just pretended for a few weeks that everything was all right. We're 10 days to Christmas. But on the day when our Advent wreath flickers with joy, we're still 2 weeks to Apocalypse. And if you're not feeling the joy yet, you're not alone. I have some good news for you. Joy is not a feeling that flickers and then dissipates. Joy is a promise. We are still waiting for the bridegroom to bring us into the great feast. We are 2 weeks to Apocalypse, and that doesn't mean a collapse. Apocalypse is the New Testament word for revelation. We are 2 weeks from Apocalypse, when the kingdom of heaven and all the joy that entails will be revealed. Isaiah points us toward what will be revealed. He gives us a glimpse of the kingdom of heaven that is promised, the apocalyptic joy to come. For I am about to create new heavens and a new earth. The former things shall not be remembered or come to mind. The suffering of this world will pass away, and something new and joyful will come out. Be glad and rejoice forever in what I am creating. For I'm about to create Jerusalem as a joy and its people as a delight. We live in times that cause so much grief, but the days are coming when rejoicing will rule and grief will pass away. I will rejoice in Jerusalem and delight in my people. There will be no more weeping. There will be no more cries of distress. And we will see not only our own joy, but the joy of our God. They shall build homes and inhabit them. They shall plant vineyards and eat their fruit. For a people who have seen hostile takeovers and evictions and deportations and all these mass disasters to whom Isaiah was preaching, when you build a home, it will be your home. You won't have to worry about losing it. When you plant a vineyard, you will be still around to see the harvest. You won't have to worry about someone else coming and pillaging your own fields. They shall not build and another inhabit. They shall not plant and another eat. For like the days of a tree shall the days of my people be. We will see the joy of the Lord. And seeing God revealed in the kingdom of heaven at hand, we will be filled with rejoicing. We will be filled with rejoicing. Joy is not a feeling that comes and goes. Joy is a promise, and it's a promise we are waiting to see fully revealed. We are 2 weeks from Apocalypse, when we will see the revelation of God's joy. We will see the joy of the kingdom of heaven. All of us will. But that doesn't mean we can see it right now. Joy is sometimes in this fallen world just out of our reach, even if your arms are as long as mine. Not being able to reach it doesn't mean that you're especially sinful. It doesn't mean that you are of little faith. It doesn't mean that you're going to hell. Not being able to reach joy doesn't mean that you are Mr. Humbug, Mr. Grim. Doesn't mean you're a Grinch. It doesn't mean that of all the Charlie Browns in the world, you are the Charlie Browniest. It just means that the kingdom of heaven has yet to be revealed. The bridegroom is coming. It has been delayed and is not here yet. We've received our invitation. We know the party will begin tonight, but we haven't gone in yet. So keep oil in your lamps, because we don't know how long the night will last. Keep oil in your lamps, because the revelation is coming. Apocalyptic joy is on its way. Keep oil in your lamp so you will see it and be ready. The oil in your lamp may take the form of an extra cup of coffee in the morning or an extra glass of wine at night. That's okay. Keep oil in your lamp. Joy will be revealed. The oil in your lamp may mean spending some time, some extra time with friends and family to recharge your heart. And it may mean taking time for yourself to recover. That's okay. Keep oil in your lamp. The bridegroom is coming. And the oil in your lamp may take the form of study time or prayer. Or it may mean just resting and listening. That's okay. Keep oil in your lamp. The kingdom of heaven is a promise of joy. We have longer to go. It may seem like only a few days, but we're 2 weeks from Apocalypse, when joy will be revealed fully. And we will see the face of God, not in wrath and destruction, but in a newborn child. The joy of his parents' hearts. Keep oil in your lamp, no matter what form that may take. Because the night is dark and long. There is evening, but there will be morning. Christmas Day. Thanks be to God for that. Amen.